Today I'm going to take a look at one of the most neglected things in my house, and it's the water heater. I believe you're supposed to flush these annually. I don't know how many people actually do that. I've never flushed this one. It's 3 years old. The other day I was in the basement and I happened to look up at the plumbing, and you can see the cold water line is still nice and clear, and the hot water line over here on the left is turning yellow. So that probably means I've got some rust or scale or some sort of buildup in this water heater that I don't want. The water doesn't come out of the tap that color. It's not like I've got this yellow stuff coming out of the faucet by any means, but still, it needs done. So your first step is going to be to turn your water heater off. You don't want it trying to ignite when there's no water in it. So I'm going to flip this switch here to off, which I'm not sure if that controls the igniter or the blower up on top for the ventilation. So just for good measure, I'm going to shut off the gas line as well. The next step is going to be to connect a garden hose from the drain here to a floor drain or wherever you're going to collect your water at. Now conveniently, I've got a floor drain right here. So now we have the gas turned off, this cannot ignite, the garden hose is hooked up to drain, but before we drain it, you're going to want to turn off the supply. Because otherwise the supply line that feeds your house is going to be coming up and dumping right into your water heater and right down the drain. I'm also going to shut the outlet because I don't want the whole house draining back down through here while I do this. So I'm going to shut both those valves off. And then we'll crack this valve open with the screwdriver. So just opening this valve down here is not going to be enough to drain the tank because it's stuck in a vacuum. For the water to be able to run out the hose, you've got to introduce air into the water heater somehow. You could do that by leaving the output open and opening a hot water valve somewhere in the house, or you can simply open the pressure valve. This valve releases pressure in case it gets too hot. If it builds too much heat, too much pressure in here, instead of your tank erupting, this valve opens up and lets all the water come out the pipe down here. Let's open this valve up a little more. Oh, that was too much. Don't want to flood the basement here. And I'm just regulating the flow by opening this valve up more or less. That's all there is to it. Very straightforward. Honestly, I thought this water, I don't know, might have some color to it, but man, it's coming out pretty darn clear there. Every now and then I think I can see a slight tint to it, but I don't know, I haven't seen anything too crazy where I'm going, oh man, I'm glad I drained this. But I know it's some preventative maintenance you're supposed to do, and I thought, why not, seeing as how my PEX was discolored now. Hopefully we're about done, because it's been about, I'm going to say 10 minutes so far. It just started gurgling, so it's got to be about done here. Oh, there you go. That was it. That was it. So what I'm going to do now is crack open the supply, let some fresh water run into it, flush through it right at the hose into the drain. And I'm going to see if that'll knock loose some of the junk in there. Still pretty uneventful. Looks pretty darn clear to me. If when you do this you get a bunch of sediment and just discolored water coming out, I would let that cold water fill this tank for quite a while and just run through the hose until it comes out clear. But mine didn't, so I'm going to call this done. So now we'll go ahead and shut this valve off. We're going to shut the temperature pressure relief valve. I'm always afraid these things aren't going to like seal or something after you've opened them. I've heard you're supposed to kind of spring them a couple times like this. If there's any junk that's kind of formed on it from sitting for years, that's supposed to help it seat. I've even seen plumbers will tap on it with something sometimes. I don't know. I'm not an expert by no means. Now that I've closed both the drain and the pressure relief valve, I'm going to open the fill back up and let this tank start filling again. And I bet it's going to take a good little bit. This would probably be a good time to mention, and I probably should have right away, I am not a licensed plumber by any means. This is just a general guidelines how I've been told to do it. So take it for what it's worth. If you want to hire this done, if you don't feel comfortable doing this yourself, by all means don't. I'm sure all water heaters are going to be different as far as how to shut them off, turn your water heater to pilot setting or to vacation, some way to keep it from lighting when it's empty. If you're not comfortable doing this, please do not do it. This is just how I've seen it done before, and I'm just showing you how I've seen it done, essentially. Alright, and you can probably tell it's about done, and it's getting pretty quiet. So now, my thought is from here on, there's no air in the system. So what I'm going to do is open this up, and then I'm going to go open the closest faucet to the water heater, which hopefully gets rid of the most air the quickest, since it's on the other side of the wall. And the kids need to really clean the toothpaste out of their bathroom better. Weird, why is my hot water stone cold? There we go, there's some air. Ew, that's gross. We're getting some junk out of it now. Well, let's turn the bathtub on too. And there we go. Back to mostly water. And I'm just going to do that at all the faucets until they're all just running straight water. Make sure we get all the air out of the system. Alright, so now we'll just turn it back on. Open the gas line up. And of course the furnace is going to start up right now too. Oh, the blower's going. I heard some clicking. Oh, I just heard it take off. There you go. You can see a nice blue flame down there in the bottom through that little slit there. And now I'm going to spend a fortune in propane heating up all this water again. If you found this helpful, please drop down in the comments and let me know. Or if you are a professional licensed plumber, also please drop in the comments and let me know what I did wrong. Please educate us on how I should have done this better, or anything I did that was just grossly unsafe. Please let us know that down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you're interested in turning up your water pressure for free, I've got another video on that. I'll link it right after this. And please stay tuned for the next one. Thanks. I'll see you then.